All right. Thank you for being here. It's bright and early, so thank you for being early risers. And thank you for being Salesforce customers and partners. With me, David. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is David Pinette from the Copado team, and I'm very pleased to be sharing with you today.
Yeah, thanks, David. Nice to have you here. I'm Jaswinder Ratanpal, one of the product managers for Prompt Builder. And we're going to do a little bit of intro, not too many slides, but we're going to focus on deployment, where David will walk you through Copado and their solution, DevOps Center, all of the good stuff on what makes your life easier. We'll have a little bit of slide for roadmap and then time for Q&A. Agentic Enterprise, they augment every workflow with Agentforce. You are familiar with it. We have conversational AI with Agentforce. We have embedded AI where you can embed with other components, or background AI where you can run batch API or with Apex batch processes to run this. We have many use cases around that where customers have cases come in and they want to batch process them using AI. And that is getting very popular, and we're working on scaling that up further. And Prompt Builder allows you to create templates that you can use with your business data, and you can embed those prompts anywhere in the process. And here we're going to talk about how you can go from building these prompts via Agentforce, deploying them, and how you can get it to customers faster. These are one of our few of our top use cases that we have seen customers do: record summaries and email responses, sentiment analysis. I think summaries is one of the top use cases that we have, where they want to summarize an opportunity or an account or case, but all of these have data. You have data, data is coming from everywhere. You have prompt templates, building them, then you embed them in Agentforce, embedded components, and then you want to take all of that you have built and want to deploy it across orgs. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to hand it over to David.
Let's jump into the learning objectives. So just a question. Have any of you deployed an agent as of today? You? Okay. This is going to be quite informative, I hope. So 3 things we want to focus on today. Number 1, building an agent with one topic and some flow actions. One of the action is going to be a prompt template. Then the second learning objective for today is how can we commit that template, the dependencies, and put that in Git, so that we can later, as a third objective, move that through a pipeline with Copado, the CLI, or DevOps Center. Have you used any of these 3 mechanisms on the past for other different thing that is not Agentforce? Or okay, good, great. So I guess green is next. Yes. So a little bit of Copado. We are the end-to-end solution for Salesforce deployments, and we help you guys through the entire application lifecycle, whether that's planning, testing, building, releasing. And we have agents and a solution that helps you in each of the stages of the lifecycle. We've been around for a couple of years, and through time, we've built different solutions to help you guys with data config, with value stream mapping, deploying different Salesforce clouds, and now we have also support for Agentforce, for Data 360, and a lot more. And customers in different industries, they've worked with us, and they've been very successful. In fact, what we've seen, and we are very happy about that, is they are able to test 10 times faster. They can release a lot more. They can build code and secure that code with a lot of confidence. And we are very pleased about providing these results to our Salesforce customers. Now, we provide the next-gen DevOps solution for Salesforce. And there's 3 things I want you to consider today. First is a pipeline experience. We help you put order into your deployment flows. Without a solution like this, you might be moving things manually to different environments, might be a little bit chaotic. We help you align the environments through the pipeline, making sure you can move things in a secure way and they're exactly as you need them to be. And we also help you commit. We recognize the teams might not be all savvy in Git. Not everyone feels comfortable with the CLI. We take care of that for you, and we will take a look at that about that in a second. So, before the demo, just a little bit of what we did before you jump into it. So we set up a service agent. The way we did it is we put the agent into Experience Cloud. We put the agent there. We built the agent, put the actions, the topic as well, the different actions. And one of those actions is the prompt template that we just heard from Jaswinder about. So this is our setup. We did this before the demo. Now, we also have a pipeline. This pipeline is that structured way that our changes are going to flow, and they're going to be tested, they're going to be reviewed, QA, and Copado is helping us with that piece. Now, we're going to take a look at the demo. So if we can expand the video, please. Okay, cool. So this is the view of the end user. So the way he will interact with our agent that has the different actions and the templates behind the scenes to help us provide this experience to whoever is booking an experience in this example. So this is the front end for the end user. Okay, so you put your prompt template, the engine detects the intention, what's going to happen, maps it to the right action, and it's working. Now, if you go to the Agentforce here in the setup, and then you can understand, okay, this is where the journey starts to build the agent. We check our agent number 4, which is the one that we are using for our demo. And if we go to the Agentforce builder, inside this agent, you can see that we have the topic and the actions that we just discussed. And we have different actions. You can see the icon, but one of those, it's the prompt template for our personalized schedule. Then we go to Agentforce Studio, where you see one of the options is where we can go and select the prompt template, and then we can go and see the list of templates that we have and open one. The one in the screen is a template that we are using for our service agent, and it's going to help us present the right information to the end user whenever the agent maps the intention of the question into this template. Okay? So now that we understand how the agent is built and the action, let's take a look at the pipeline. So this is the air traffic control. You see everything happening in all of your environments within Copado. The way we got here, we register the environments to a pipeline, connect the different stage, you can configure your automations, quality gates, and you have end-to-end visibility of everything that's going on. Now, we want to move the prompt template that we just built. That's our goal. So from the user story, Copado helps you with that. You can go to a user story that can be mapped to Jira or other system, and from the user story, you have the ability to link the code that was done in the environment into the user story using the commit buttons. So Copado is going to connect the metadata that we just built in the environment Agentforce 2 into the user story. It's going to merge them. And then we're going to take you to the commit screen where you can start that process. From the commit screen of Copado, you can do different filters to identify what you need. In this example, we're going to look for the Gen AI template, and you can get the changes. So you can see Copado shows you immediately what you need, and not everything else that might not be exactly what's needed for this. You have a list of everything that changed. One of those is our template. And immediately as you select the template, you will see a dependency calculation. We want your deployment to succeed, right? So Copado is helping you identify, hey, what else do you need for this to succeed? If you open the dependency analysis, you see what else you need because it might not be in the target environment, and you can select that. Beyond seeing the dependencies, you can also go into the Git view where Copado has retrieved the metadata and put that in Git in a way that you can assess and do a pull request for further approval. And then you can understand from this other screen, okay, this is what's changing, this is in the org, and Copado did that for me without me needing to understand a CLI or version control or having access to Git from my local machine, right? This will enable collaboration and merges in a seamless way because Copado handles that for us. Now, once you have committed, it's important to test the changes. So from the Copado screen, you can go into the test section of the user story, and for this particular change, you are able to run Apex test, static code analysis, UI testing, and a whole different set of tests that Copado enables for you, either in an automatic way, or you can just run them independently, and then you can report on everything that's happening in the user story and see if the user story is now eligible to be deployed once it's ready. From the Deliver tab, you can also add a validation deployment where you have full visibility into if this is going to be merged properly and deployed properly. And once you feel comfortable with it, you just mark the user story as ready to promote. So our prompt template now is eligible to be deployed. From the pipeline view, you can see it here now. Oh, I can deploy the prompt template now because it's now ready to promote. And with one click from here, you can deploy your prompt template, your agent, your dependencies very easily. Now, we recognize you might need an alternative, something quite simple maybe. So what can you do? If you need something more basic, you can also have the option of DevOps Center. If you open the DevOps Center, then you would have a pipeline that you can use. From here, you can also add different stages to this environment. And from here, you can also go to the work items to identify what's happening. So if you have done your changes in Git directly or in a work item, you can go to the work item in DevOps Center, understood what changed on the work item. It's linked through Git as well into the work item. And once you have identified that, and you say, hey, okay, this is good, you can also move into another tab in Git to understand what's changing in this work item particularly, right? So you have your history of changes associated to the work item, you have everything you've done, and then you have a tab to go into Git and understand what's being affected. From here, you can also practice the pull request in a manual way, and in that way you have the visibility into how this is going to be integrated. This is another alternative to do it. Once you have done this, you can go back to the work item, and again, in a similar way, you can do promote changes into the work item. And this is a mechanism that is also going to help you move this through the pipeline, right? Now, this is going to help you deploy, but we also recognize that sometimes you need something a little bit more. So if you need something beyond just moving it and linking it to Git, you also have the Copado tool that is going to help you test, release, and it's going to enable different automations for each stage of the life cycle. And that's how you move prompt templates through the pipeline. Back to you, Jasmine.
Yeah. Thank you very much, David. All right. Okay. So those are the main tools that most of our customers now use, DevOps Center or tools like Copado, which offer greater functionality. But there are still other tools that you have been using in the past. Those are still relevant. And one of those is change sets, and the other one is for our mainly for our AppExchange partners, managed packages. Let's take a look at change sets. There is a surprise for AppExchange partners in the managed package one, a new feature that we will release first week of May. But let's take a look at change sets.
You must be familiar with Salesforce change sets. You've been using those for years. You can use those same change sets to deploy prompt templates across orgs, especially from sandbox to production. In this demo, we have two templates, account summary and opportunity executive summary, and both are active. Now we want to move those using outbound change sets from sandbox to production and deploy those successfully. Once done, those templates will be available in your production org as active. Few points to note: to deploy active templates from sandbox to production, you must enable deploy from templates permission. Also, if you are changing inputs between versions, you must have the allowance of changes on for deployment from sandbox to production, otherwise deployment may fail.
If you're not familiar with what allow unsafe changes is, we recently released a feature, a long-standing ask. If you create a template with certain inputs, especially flex, and you want to change that, previously you had to create a new template, but now you can change inputs between versions. So if you have opportunity in version 1, you can add account in version 2, or you can delete opportunity. So you can do that between changes. But why we call it unsafe changes, if that template is being used, say, in a flow, then that'll break it. So we want to make sure that you are aware this is an unsafe change, and everything that is using that template is updated. That's why you have to allow this, otherwise your deployment will fail, because it says, oh, this has the potential to break your integrations, are you sure? So you have to make that conscious decision, but that's a feature we released recently. Now let's head over to managed packages.
You can deploy prompt templates using managed packages, unlocked packages, or unmanaged packages. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to deploy with managed packages. I have a couple of templates of field generation types. Some are active, some are not. I create a managed package and add those templates there. Then I upload that package. In the subscriber org, I install that package, and those templates are now available as custom managed installed or managed overridable. This is a new feature that will be available first week of May, safe harbor. The standard templates are, you cannot deactivate, activate, or change the content. You can still clone them as applicable. The overridable templates, you can now override those with your own versions. You can see those as managed versions or custom versions, and you can activate or deactivate and make your own changes. Thank you.
So that's the new change, where you can now override managed package templates. That will allow you to override with your changes without having to create a new template and change all the integrations. But partner has to allow it. So you can't just override it. Partner has to say, okay, I allow you to override it, and when it comes in, then you can see that save as a new version option, and now you can make changes as you want. All right. So just to summarize, we saw Copado going through the whole process, and then they also saw DevOps Center, then change sets, a long-standing tool, and managed packages. I should also mention everything works with unlocked and unmanaged packages too. So on the left here, we have the features that are already there. We have custom structured output that allows you to define lightning types for your output, where you can say, I want this specific structure, and we will put that in our API call to say, OpenAI saying, return this in JSON format in this structure, so you can be confident that it has that structure. And configurable inputs is what I mentioned before. You can change inputs. Batch APIs allow you to use it at scale. And on the right, we have the things that are coming. Open web search, where you can just say, I want to search this website, get the summary, and put it in my template as grounding data. And we're going to make it easier to author templates with assistive authoring. And we are going to work on AI skills and prompt libraries. If you are wondering what AI skills are, we have a sneak peek session at 3 p.m. today to talk about this, and you can see there. And if you want to provide your input as we are shaping this product, and we're still working on it, please provide feedback in that session on what your needs are, so we can do the AI skills. One thing in here for everyone, especially partners, is template references. That feature should be live, is live, I believe, this week, where now you can see where the template is being used. So we had instances where somebody tried to uninstall a package and says, your template is being used, but it was hard to see where it's being used. Or even just regular customers who created a template, put it in Agentforce, in LWC component, in Flow, and then they try to delete that template and it says, I can't delete it. So now you can see where that template is being used with this feature. So that is it for the session. We are right on time. Thank you again for joining. Please provide your feedback so we can work on any features that you need. And let us know if you have any questions. These are our upcoming sessions. And these are the Trailhead modules you can use for more information. Any questions? Awesome. Thank you very much.